What you're about to see will infuriate you. And if it doesn't, then you need to check your pulse because you might not be human. We're talking about the dark side of wrestling that nobody wants to discuss. The side where the line between entertainment and assault gets crossed. Where so-called fans commit acts so vile, so disgusting, that wrestlers' lives are forever changed. And let me be crystal clear right now. What happened to Rob Van Dam at the hands of a fan during his match with Eddie Guerrero? That wasn't just a chair throw. That was a felony caught on camera. And the fact that this person walked away with just a slap on the wrist is an absolute disgrace to our justice system. Hello viewers, if you're new here, please don't forget to like and hit the subscribe button for daily updates on WWE Raw. But that's just the beginning. I'm about to show you 10 incidents that will make your blood boil. 10 times fans crossed the line from spectator to criminal. And I guarantee by the end of this video, you'll be questioning whether wrestling fans even deserve to be ringside anymore. Hit that like button right now if you think fans who assault wrestlers should face real consequences. And if you disagree, I dare you to defend these actions in the comments below. This is WrestleScope, and today we're exposing the fans who violated wrestlers. Let's get into it. Number 1. The RVD versus Eddie Guerrero incident. June 12, 2002. A date that should live in infamy. Raw is in Phoenix, Arizona. Rob Van Dam is facing Eddie Guerrero in what should have been just another incredible match between two of the most talented performers on the planet. The crowd is electric, energy is high. And then, in a split second, everything changes. A fan, and I use that term loosely, throws a steel chair from the crowd. Not at Eddie, not into the ring as some misguided attempt to help RVD. No. This chair was thrown directly at Rob Van Dam's head while he was performing on the ring apron. Let that sink in for a moment. A steel chair, thrown like a missile at an unsuspecting performer's head. RVD later described the moment in interviews, saying he heard a whoosh and then felt the impact. The chair smashed into him, and for a terrifying moment, he didn't know what had happened. Was it part of the match? Was it an accident? No. It was a fan who thought it would be funny to potentially end a man's career. But here's what makes me furious. Are you ready for this? The perpetrator was escorted out of the arena, was arrested, and then released with barely any consequences. A fine, maybe some community service. That's it. This person threw a weapon at someone's head and got a slap on the wrist. Meanwhile, RVD could have suffered a concussion, a fractured skull, or worse. He could have been paralyzed. He could have died. And you want to know the most disgusting part? There are still people online who laugh about this incident, who share the clip like it's comedy, who call it iconic. No, it's not iconic. It's attempted assault. It's battery. And it's a perfect example of why we need to have a serious conversation about fan behavior in wrestling. Because if you think throwing a chair at someone's head is acceptable because it's just wrestling, then you're part of the problem. And I mean that with every fiber of my being. Number 2. The Shawn Michaels attack when a fan destroyed a legend's career. October 13, 1995. Syracuse, New York. Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, Mr. WrestleMania, one of the greatest performers in WWE history, is leaving a nightclub with his friends. He's minding his own business, just trying to have a night out. And then, a group of men attack him. Not wrestlers, not people in the ring where Shawn could defend himself, civilians. Cowards who jumped him outside a club because they didn't like his character on TV. The assault was brutal. Shawn was beaten unconscious. His face was crushed against a car. And when the dust settled, he had a severely injured back that would plague him for the rest of his career. Let me repeat that. A fan's attack permanently damaged Shawn Michaels' back. This attack led to years of pain, painkiller addiction, and a retirement that came far too early the first time around. Shawn has spoken about this incident multiple times, and you can hear the pain in his voice. Not just physical pain, but the emotional trauma of being attacked by people who claim to be fans. What's even more disturbing? The attackers claimed they targeted Shawn because he was arrogant and they didn't like his on-screen persona. They couldn't separate fiction from reality. Shawn Michaels was playing a character, a heel, and these people were so unhinged, so completely detached from reality that they thought assault was an appropriate response to a TV show. The attackers faced charges, but the damage was done. Shawn's career was derailed, his life was forever altered, and wrestling lost one of its brightest stars in his prime because some fans couldn't control themselves. If this doesn't make you angry, I don't know what will. Drop a comment right now telling me what punishment these attackers deserved, because I guarantee you what they got wasn't enough. Number 3. Bret Hart violated on the biggest stage. WrestleMania, the grandest stage of them all. A place where legends are made, where moments are immortalized, where wrestlers give everything for the fans. And at WrestleMania 35, a fan decided to ruin it all. It's April 7th, 2019. Bret Hart is being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame for the second time as part of the Hart Foundation. Natalya is giving an emotional speech. The crowd is celebrating a legend. Everything is perfect. And then, out of nowhere, a man in a yellow shirt rushes the ring. He tackles Bret Hart, a 61-year-old man who had already suffered a stroke years earlier, to the ground. Security scrambles, wrestlers from the back, including Dash Wilder, Travis Brown, and even audience members swarm the attacker. But the damage is done. Bret Hart, a man who gave his body, his health, and his life to this business, was assaulted on what should have been one of the proudest nights of his career. The attacker's name was Zachary Radson, and his excuse? He wanted to make a name for himself. He wanted to be famous. Well, congratulations, Zachary. You're famous. Famous for being a coward. Famous for attacking an elderly man who couldn't defend himself. Famous for being one of the worst human beings to ever attend a wrestling event. Madsen was sentenced to 10 months in prison. 10 months for tackling a stroke survivor at one of the biggest events in wrestling history? Does that seem like justice to you? Because it sure doesn't to me. Bret has said the attack left him shaken, that he had nightmares about it, that it tainted what should have been a beautiful moment. And for what? So some nobody could get his face on camera? This incident highlights a terrifying reality. Wrestlers are vulnerable. They're out there exposed, trusting that fans will respect the boundaries. And when fans violate that trust, the consequences can be devastating. If you think Madsen's sentence was too light, smash that like button and let me know in the comments what he really deserved. Number 4. Randy Orton, the fan who tried to fight the Viper. Let me ask you something. What level of stupidity does it take to attack Randy Orton? Because on July 6, 2008, one fan decided to find out. WWE is in Glasgow, Scotland for a live event. Randy Orton is in the ring cutting a promo, doing his job as the arrogant heel that we all know and love to hate. And then, a fan hops the barricade and charges into the ring. Now here's where it gets interesting. Randy Orton is not some small guy. He's 6'5", 250 pounds of pure muscle. He's a third-generation wrestler who was trained by his father, Bob Orton, and trained to handle himself in and out of the ring. So when this fan slides into the ring thinking he's about to make headlines, Randy doesn't run. Randy doesn't panic. Randy does what Randy does best. He drops the guy with a punch so fast that security barely had time to react. The footage is insane. You can see Randy's face go from cutting a promo to "I'm about to end this man's whole existence" in 0.5 seconds. The fan hits the mat, security swarms, and Randy just stands there like, "Next." The fan was arrested, banned from WWE events for life, and probably still has nightmares about the day he thought he could step to Randy Orton. But let's talk about the real issue here. This fan put Randy in an impossible position. If Randy does nothing, he could get hurt. If Randy defends himself too aggressively, he could face legal consequences. He's working, entertaining thousands of people, and suddenly he has to make split-second decisions about his own safety. It's not fair, it's not right, and it's happening more and more frequently. Every time a fan jumps the barricade, they're not just having fun or being part of the show. They're committing assault. They're creating a dangerous situation for everyone involved, and they deserve to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Tell me in the comments, should Randy have hit him harder? Because part of me thinks he showed restraint. Number 5. Chris Jericho, Brazil's most dangerous fan. 2011. WWE is touring Brazil, a country known for passionate, rabid wrestling fans. The kind of fans who pack arenas, chant for hours, and create an atmosphere unlike anywhere else in the world. But passion can turn to violence. And for Chris Jericho, one fan took things way too far. Jericho is making his entrance, walking down the ramp, feeding off the crowd's energy. He's in full heel mode, antagonizing fans, playing his character to perfection. And then a fan reaches out, not for a high five, not for a photo, but with a closed fist aimed at Jericho's face. Chris saw it coming just in time. He dodged and security immediately intervened. But it was close. Too close. Jericho later talked about this incident on his podcast, Talk is Jericho, describing how he could feel the punch coming, how his years of